Hi everybody, welcome. Today I speak to you about SNAM experience, about API governance and architecture evolution. Before introducing who we are and what we do, let me mention an interesting linguistic parallel. In Italian, API means beans. And thinking of these creatures, I found some analogies that can explain our experience. Imagine a field on a warm summer day. In this field, a multitude of bees buds from flower to flower, apparently in disordered case, but bees never work just for themselves. They cooperate constantly for the good of the colony. Each one has a specific, well-defined rule, and this system of collaboration allows the colony to thrive, ensuring the survival of the individual. This extraordinary network of collaboration among bees is a perfect example of how collective work can lead to extraordinary results. And just like bees, and by using APIs, we at SNAM have learned to manage complex interconnected systems that require cooperation and effective communication, bringing efficiency, speed, and scalability to our systems. Before we start talking about the digital transformation, I will give you a quick introduction to SNAM. SNAM is an Italian company that works in the gas market with a long history. For over 8 years, SNAM it has been designing, building, and managing high-tech infrastructure. In the gas supply chain, SNAM operates between the production and the sale of the gas for residential, commercial, and industrial use. In this part of the chain, SNAM has more traditional activity like gas transportation, with a network of around 41,000 kilometers between Italy and the rest of Europe, store management with 9 facilities in important locations that help guarantee the gas supply by balancing demand and supply all year. Managing for regasification plants located in Italy, facilitating the import of liquefied gas in all over the world. In addition to this more traditional business, in recent years, the company has also started investing in new activity for a more sustainable future, leading the energy transition. In fact, important investment have been made in recent years in renewable energy. The company is involved in projects that include renewable resources, helping to reduce CO2 emissions and hydrogen experimentation. In fact, large investments have been made in projects for integrated hydrogen into our network, with the goal of making our infrastructure ready for transporting green gas. I am Alessandra Gambatesa, head of architecture team at SNAM, and together with Simone Manzoni, senior architect, we are here to talk about our experience with digital transformation, especially in application architecture. We started by building application with a monolithic design and then moved to a new approach using microservices and API-first concepts. This was a big change that we made in small steps, fixing mistakes as we went and finding the technology and the process gaps that we needed to address along the way. As you can see, the SNAM Group has a complex and diverse business in the energy sector. This complexity also shows in our IT systems, which include many connected systems. We will soon show a map of our applications. Because of this, we have a wide range of technologies. Our modern system use a mix of different setups. Some are on premises in our locations and in the cloud, or fully in the cloud. During this short presentation, we will walk you through the journey we have undertaken in the digital transformation. Our goal is not to give you an example of how to do things, but rather to share an experience from which you can draw useful insights to avoid pitfalls and facilitate our adoption of the API-first approach.
For this reason, we have summarized the path by structuring it step by step, starting from how we were up to how we have become today. also highlighting our mistakes and the difficulties we had to face to make something agile that had little or nothing agile. As mentioned, we started from solutions with a monolithic architecture, which naturally led to having applications with a series of technological limitations that then have repercussion in difficult management, flexibility, and the speed of response to business needs. Furthermore, the company decided about 7 years ago to begin a process of rationalization of the application map, with the aim of reducing the number of main applications and related integration flow by over 50 to 50% through a process of reviewing the processes, rewriting the application code, and a technological consolidation. The development cycles, strictly waterfall, were no longer able to follow the changing needs of the business, which increasingly wanted to be more involved in the development of a service and was increasingly less willing to accept shorter lead time. All this has highlighted the need to radically change the existing operational and development procedures, introducing the agile methodology as a standard and consequently starting to develop a more flexible architecture made of microservices, with automatic management of the entire software development and release change, by introducing the DevSecOps methodology. This image represents the initial microservices architecture, highlighting strong decoupling between different levels and microservices. The front end, created with microservices exposed on the API gateway, integrates landing page with business logic. Backend microservices decouple business logic, interacting with the database via Kafka topics to ensure resilience against database outage and slowdowns. At that time, we enhance scalability and reliability by providing an environment that autonomously and elastically meets service demands. This enabled the creation of cross-orchestration and support services, offered greater application flexibility, characterized by increased segregation and extensibility, and transformed the monolithic model into a cloud-native application. The architecture had acquired the necessary resilience, and the DevSecOps supply chain was finally optimized and efficient. We felt like we had arrived. We had transformed the information system. But as time went by, we realized that perhaps we had missed something. Did we have an idea of what exactly was around for our ICT ecosystem? Did we know exactly what software components were used, where, why, and by whom? No. The answer was no. We had almost no information about the state of the art, or rather, the information was there, but it was so distributed and disordered that it was not usable. And being able to verify what was working or not, or what could be reused, or who was using our asset, was really extremely important to avoid chaos. From here, a series of initiatives began aimed at understanding how we could organize the information assets, and how we could make them available in a form that was accepted by all the organizational components involved. The first point was to make an assessment of the microservices developed up to that point in the various cloud-native applications, trying to understand which and how many were already oriented toward possible reuse, and therefore interpretable as a real digital resource. In addition to technological data, we needed operational data to determine the necessary processes for managing the entire microservices lifecycle. This includes application development for reuse and the sharing across business areas, and operational aspects for the proper management and maintenance of the product. This activity revealed that mere recapturing microservices family, defining processing, and standardizing with development guidelines were insufficient. It was crucial to redefine the concept of microservices. For SNAM previously, microservices were only technological components with specific function to be copied and used as needed. Therefore, the need emerged to transform this component into real standardized product, dedicated to a specific business purpose with an operational meaning, not just a specific functionality to be instantiated as needed, but a finite entity capable of being invoked to deliver a specific action, which was part of a well-identified process, in a short, an API. And this was the second step of the process. That is, to create a technological policy for the use of microservices, organizing them better, making them unique, and analyzing their functioning in the complex interweaving of business function. We understood that to coordinate and manage the entire life cycle of these features, we now call it APIs, we would need clear and easy to disseminate guidelines and rules that could be adopted by all interested parties. The first step was to identify the processes and their respective owners, followed by selecting the appropriate tools to implement them. A non-invasive tool that would demonstrate to all stakeholders more advantages than disadvantages, making them gladly adhere to the procedure and guidelines, without imposing double work or replication of activity or information. For the API governance process, we choose APIshare, a tool that allowed us to support our vision of enclosing all the processes and the information related to the entire life cycle of the APIs in a single container. We were able to define and consolidate a new highly efficient operational model that allowed us in a short time to achieve significant reduction in the total cost of ownership of the application, making the management and the development cost of the new features more efficient, reduce the time to market of new and changing business needs, and in the end, facilitate the communication and collaboration relationship with business structures by making them aware of the boost that APIs could have guaranteed, both through faster and more effective sharing of some internal processes and by encouraging and facilitating cooperation with external partners. In this slide, we have summarized the aspects that allowed us to view API governance as a crucial framework. This framework includes rules and best practice necessary for various contexts and ensure effective communication among all components. The availability of a tool to consolidate all these aspects was decisive. It helped us to realize that with the information we can now manage, we can finally begin a process of continuous improvement. This positions our team as the SNAM reference point, maintaining agile and open infrastructure based on three founding principles. The first is detaching organizational complexity from technological complexity. We are continuing to improve our solution and our operational model. We want to make our way of managing API technology agnostic. Additionally, our goal is to achieve a level of maturity and awareness in implementation that enables us to abstract the underlying technology used to create and expose our APIs. This will allow consumers to perceive them as digital products. The second principle is to create a point of contact with other companies' functions outside the ICT. All technical, operational, and organizational information about each API can now be collected, cataloged, and shared through a unified view, consistent with organizational rules. A centralized catalog with process control function ensure efficient management, coordination, and dissemination of digital products. This centralization fosters more efficient processes and new business opportunities. Participants in the API ecosystem often waste time searching for contacts on confidential information, creating inefficiency and additional cost. Having everything necessary available in a single source encourages reuse, adoption of certified procedure, and simplifies the creation, management, and development of digital services. The last principle is making APIs available outside SNAM. Now we have digital products, and now we can manage and register securely both within and outside SNAM. The creation of an API marketplace is underway, through which SNAM will develop the digital collaboration network for its partners and customers. These initiatives aim to facilitate their work and encourage both operational and commercial collaboration with our group. This collaboration is governed and regulated by the same operational model, which is extended to our partners in terms of both guidelines and applications that support the processes. Governance has empowered us to harness the API economy, establishing a foundation for innovation, scalability, and seamless collaboration across our ecosystem. We aim to empower our partners by making solutions more accessible and adaptable, A curated catalog of APIs allow partners to easily select and deploy solutions that fit the specific need, enabling swift implementation of critical features. Our API-first development model lets clients request tailored features, fostering flexibility and collaboration to meet evolving demands and business goals. To achieve this, we focused on a dedicated API governance solution essential for maintaining quality, security, and usability. Implementing a robust API governance solution laid the foundation for enforcing governance processes that ensure consistency and security across all interactions. This facilitates the efficient implementation of governance standards and upholds the high-quality experience our clients expect. Our governance strategy ensures that as the technology evolves, it remains dependable, secure, and aligned with industry best practice. Finally, let me describe what this project has involved and what it means for our ecosystem. We have integrated API governance with DevSecOps practice, aligning development, security, and operation to ensure high security while accelerating development. This fosters a proactive and unified approach to API security and compliance. Our API management platform ensures each API is accessible, trackable, and optimally configured for performance, allowing seamless interaction with an organized environment. And the integration with identity management solution upholds stringent authentication protocols, ensuring secure and properly managed access, thereby safeguarding our APIs and our data. By improving accessibility, fostering customization, and implementing a robust governance model, we are creating an ecosystem where our partners and clients can confidently navigate their operational landscape. This allows them to focus on their core goals while we manage the technological aspects. Throughout our journey, we learned that our vision must be holistic, centered on both technology and the people who interact with it. Our architecture bridges the gap between people and technology by integrating components along three fundamental lines. Our architecture takes an all-inclusive approach, ensuring technology works in harmony with users. It provides each user with information and functionality they need based on their roles, ensuring smooth access to critical tools and information. Our system consists of interconnected components, each with a specific purpose, forming a unified and efficient solution. This network approach offers a seamless experience where components support and amplify each other. Our solution is built on functionality and standards, following best practice for API integration and design. This ensures that every API is easy to use, consistently reliable, and aligned with industry standards, reinforcing our commitment to quality and future-proofing of our system. This architecture unites people, processes, and technology, simplify access to critical functions, and integrate a network of carefully chosen components, all while adhering to standards. With this foundation, we are ready to move forward confidently, promoting innovation, safety, and efficiency at every level.
In conclusion, what we learned of this experience? We started this journey by building a services with strong basics. We updated many of the main parts, but as we worked, we realized that we were missing something important, a way to connect this part into one simple organized system. This is where our API governance platform made a big difference. By acting like a central hub, the platform let us bring together knowledge, operations, and control into one place. Now, no matter how complicated each part is, we have a clear system that it is easy to manage. This makes teamwork and monitoring much easier for everyone. Ever more important, centralizing everything have made the information more organized. It has simplified how we manage our system every day. Before, each part, like security, API management, or identity, needed separate attention and skill. Now, our API governance platform puts these parts together and hide their complexity. Instead of a set of separate, complicated processes, we now have a connected system where everything works together and there are not problems. The results, a system that is easier to manage, more efficient, and more accessible. This let us focus on new ideas, not just fixing mistakes, problems. Since we don't have to dive into each part individually, we can use our time and resources more strategically. This helps us to develop faster and grow better. In this way, our API governance platform has not simplified our technology, but also made us more agile, allowing us to deliver better solutions to our partner more easily and quickly. Thank you all for your attention, and bye bye.